Hey everybody, we are here with a woman who does not need an introduction. This is Andrea Mowry from Andrea Knits. We are here at Rhinebeck 2018, and we were able to get her to sit down and talk to us for a few minutes in between her super busy schedule. Have you been enjoying yourself?
I have. It's been amazing.
It's been a good time?
Yeah.
So we're just going to ask her a few questions, not keep her for too long. The first question I wanted to ask was, we are in this whole slow fashion movement and the maker movement, and I feel like you've been really influential in that, and I wanted to know what that means to you and why other people should join it.
I think for me, like, when it comes down to it, it's about joy. So for me, it's really fun, and it excites me, and it adds something to my life that really enriches it. So I think, like, at the epitome, that's it. Like, when I'm teaching or talking to people about knitting, if they're asking, like, well, what should I make, or how do I pick this or that, I'm like, you should just look at what you want to do, and whatever just fills you up with so much happiness, that's what you should make, or that's the color you should use. And that's what all making does for me. So, like, making my own clothes is the ultimate form of that, where I'm like, oh my gosh, this makes me so happy.
I love that.
So that's, I think, kind of what sums it up for me.
I love that. Okay.
That's really exciting, and it kind of leads into our next question. It seems like because of the slow fashion movement, because of the styling of our knits, we talk a lot here on Selvage about how we style our knits and how we wear the clothes that we make and how we can incorporate them into our wardrobes. It seems like not only the things that you're making are becoming huge parts of your wardrobe, but also the things that you wear and sew and have. I know that a lot of times on Instagram people have found your clothes and want to know where they're coming from and where you buy them. Did you ever think you were going to be that kind of a style influencer?
No. I describe my style as toddler chic. If it's overalls or a onesie, I'll probably get it or try to make it.
Nice.
And there's actually a joke in my family. It drives my mother and my very matchy sisters nuts that I cannot match. And if I do match, I actually get very uncomfortable and will change. If I'm like, oh, this is so coordinating, this is not going to work for me. So I feel like I'm a little bit of the opposite of what might kind of be fashionable. So I'm constantly amazed.
But it turns out it's the opposite of that, because everybody is very into everything you're wearing.
And I think that's the point too, is that people like to see someone who is doing what they do and doing it so comfortably.
Yes.
And seeing someone who makes their own things and wears what they want and say, I can do that too. And I think it's wonderful that you inspire people to do that.
Yeah, thank you.
It's awesome. My other question for you is, how do you come up with your pattern names? Because I feel like you come out with so many patterns, and like way faster than I can even knit them. How do you come up with the names for all of those?
So I'm notoriously bad at pattern names. It's just not my strong point. So every once in a while something magical happens, like right when I'm starting the pattern, the name will be there. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what this pattern is. If I haven't thought of one by the end, it typically ends up being the yarn name, hence nurtured, range, the list goes on. But now I found this great thing where I can make all of the knitters name my patterns, and they're so good at it.
We saw that with the throwback.
Yeah, and the Weekender was another one, and like people are really good at it. So now we get to just, pull the community together.
I
and
love
all work with each other. And
yeah,
it's awesome.
and then other people get to participate in that. That's
yeah,
really cool.
it's
I like that.
super fun, and it's amazing what people will come up with, and I think it just brings a new level of creativity into it, so it's fun.
I love that.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's really cool.
Well, and I wanted to ask you a little bit about balancing family and work. You do all of your knit as your work, it's your full-time job, but you also have a family. And I know we are working moms and know that that's a hard thing to do, balancing your job and balancing family. How do you manage it? We've seen all the patterns that you've cranked out this year, so do you have any tips or tricks?
I think that for me is like the ongoing struggle of like I'm always trying to find that balance. There's part of me that's a hardcore workaholic, so I actually really have to keep myself in check because I throw myself into things completely. But I'm very lucky in that my husband's now a stay-at-home father and has been incredibly supportive since I started. So whenever like I needed to do something or go somewhere, he's always just said like, you gotta do that,
That's
you know.
That's awesome.
And I just had to start putting boundaries on myself because I will sacrifice myself before my kids or my work. So I had to start putting boundaries on things, like I can't answer emails after 5 o'clock on a weekday, and I don't answer emails on weekends, and I try not to do a lot when I'm traveling because it's really exhausting.
That's
And
really
I'm
smart.
super lucky because I just hired my really amazing tech editor, Megan Schmaltz of the
Saw
Not
that in your-
Sorry Knitter.
Yes, at your email.
Yeah, so she's helping with me with emails now. So I think it's just looking at those kinds of things, and being like, asking for help is really hard for me because I'm kind of I can do it all person, and then I'm
Yes.
like, no, I can't.
I don't know
Well, you
anybody
can
like
do
that.
it all at the same time.
Yeah, and not if you don't want to end up really sick. And
Yes.
it
takes a
burning
toll.
out. It does.
It can
does.
take a real toll.
Yeah.
Balancing life is really a hard thing, and I know that that's something that the whole idea of the Selvage podcast
Right.
kind of came from that mentality. We actually picked the name Selvage because knitting is the thing that keeps us from unraveling in our daily lives, and it's a good for us, it's a good support for our mental health and our balance in life. And so
Keeping an identity that's outside of just being a mom or
Yeah,
a wife or
absolutely.
all of those things, but having something that's just yours, that's a piece of your identity. So
So we just wanted to end with the question about what would you do to keep from unraveling?
I mean, it's knitting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, people ask me, like, so how much do you knit? I'm like, well, I knit all day for work, and then I knit all night to relax. So it's definitely like knitting, but then outside of that, I used to be a pastry chef, so
Yes.
I do a lot of cooking in the kitchen. I'm really into like healing with foods and things like that is really important for me.
It was a weird noise. So it's
That's
okay. We're gonna keep talking.
We're gonna keep going.
Boop, ba-da-da. But so I think just like having those things, remembering to just like go outside. Like sometimes when I'm like in my stress bubble and I'm working and I haven't like left the computer for a lot of hours, I just get myself to go outside and be like, oh, this is so nice. But I think knitting has gotten me not through only like the hard times in life, but the super good times in life. So that's all woven into the things we make and then either gift to the people we love or wear ourselves. And that's what makes it so healing and everything.
I love that.
A lot. Now
Now I feel like we should just end it there, but we have another funny thing to do.
something funny to do, and now I feel like we shouldn't do funny. We're gonna do
Everyone
we're gonna do
needs funny.
Yeah.
Everyone
We're gonna do
needs funny.
We're gonna do some rapid fire questions.
Ready.
Some of them are knitting, some of them are not. Just
Right.
first thing that comes to your head.
My OCD brain is so bad at these, but I'm gonna try not to think.
Okay.
Easy one
Ready.
first. Coffee or
Ready.
tea?
Coffee. But I love tea too.
DPNs or Magic Loop?
Magic glue.
Childhood nickname.
Ange.
Worst subject in school.
I really loved school.
Was there anything that you weren't good at?
I
that you,
guess
like,
science.
Okay.
Science.
Okay.
Science.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
in general, science.
Yeah.
All the sciences. Cabling or brioche?
Oh, brioche. Cables. No, just brioche.
Cable brioche. Okay, most embarrassing song you love to jam out to?
Please don't say Cardi B.
I don't know if I have one.
You only listen to good music?
My husband's a musician.
Oh, that's
And I
right.
was raised by a man that like was obsessed with, I think, good music. So I'm trying to think of one that like I
You know,
secretly
like Justin
love that
Bieber,
I've never told
like
anyone.
Miley Cyrus.
So I know nothing about pop culture. It's like my dirty secret is I couldn't tell you anybody who's famous, so I don't really know any current
Good for you.
things.
Well-
I don't know if it's good or not. I'm kind of out of the loop. I got old real fast.
Well, we work in high schools, which is the only reason
Right.
we have
So
any
like,
of that
what's the music
information.
that's going on right now?
Crazy music that isn't really music necessarily. But okay, sorry, rapid fire.
Rapid fire. We're
Yeah,
really good
I
at
know.
this track.
I'm really good at fast answers.
Invisibility or super strength?
These are so hard. I think super strength because I'm gonna be as strong as Kate Birch really quickly.
Yes.
She's got it.
Baby panda or baby penguin?
Probably a panda because they like to cuddle.
To eat? No.
Oh.
No. Sorry. Stale Sour Patch Kids or circus peanuts?
Sour Patch Kids.
We asked the pastry chef that question. She's like, oh god, neither.
Name a personal hero.
Elizabeth Zimmerman.
Would you rather come in contact with a miniature hippo or a giant cockroach? Both are in a bad mood.
Miniature hippo.
Paper or computer?
Paper.
Mohair or merino?
Held together.
And last one. Name the first pattern that you ever knit.
You know, so if it doesn't include when I got taught how to knit, which was a baby blanket for my bear that I never finished, the next one was definitely from Stitch and Bitch, and it might have been the hat with the pointy ears.
Oh yeah,
The kitty hat?
Yes.
That was the hat. That was the not the hat. That was the book that I taught myself in.
Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
relearned how to knit, and then my grandma watched me knit, and she was like, honey, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm knitting! And she's like, well, let's teach you again. And I realized I was doing a few things wrong, but, you know.
Hey,
That's how we learn.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us and
Yeah.
taking your time to
Thanks for having me.
put up with us.
Yes.
It's been wonderful. You are great interviewers.
Oh, thank
Thanks.
you. Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend at Rhinebeck.
Thank you, you too.
All right. And we are here at Rhinebeck 2019. And
No, it's not.
It's not that year at all.
It's 2018.
I'm
It
time traveling.
feels like 2019.
It's been a long year for all of us.
It's been a
Right?
long
Today,
weekend.
I've been like, wow, it feels like 2019.
It does. Yep.